We begin with the name of Allah, the most compassionate, all-merciful. In this video, we will cover the real purpose of our creation, and what we need to do to earn Allah's happiness and favor to secure a place in the highest heavens, so we could be in the company of those nearest to Allah in the hereafter. Allah said in the Holy Quran that, "I did not create the jinn and mankind, except to worship me." Worshipping properly requires Muslims to have knowledge of Allah in our minds. Only then we will be able to worship Him better. The more we get to know Allah, the better we will be able to worship Him. That is why, according to the tradition from Ibn Abbas, it is narrated that when Allah says in the Quran, "I, Allah, did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me," the word worship me should be understood as knowing me. The more we know Allah, the better our relationship will be with Him. The Holy Quran also adds more to the purpose of our creation in Surah Mulk. It says, "And He, who created death and life to test you, as to which of you is best indeed." The phrase best indeed implies individuals should compete with each other to make this world a better place for the future generations. Islam is not a mediocre religion and doesn't promote mediocrity. Islam is anchored in moral values that demand constant improvement to achieve best-in-class results at an individual and collective levels. Islam demands clear-headed, knowledgeable, passionate, energetic, and hard-working individuals who relentlessly pursue excellence in whatever they do according to their God-given capabilities. Islam encourages living a purposeful life and discourages wastage of time on matters that don't result in any benefits. A Muslim is the slave of Allah and also the representative of Allah on earth. A Muslim intensely cares about the performance of his role. Islam is a transformative religion. A Muslim is a transformational force who makes everything better in the time and space he shares with. A good Muslim must be someone who deeply cares about everything that is in their domain of interaction. Therefore, a Muslim can't be a good representative of Allah on earth unless he is also a climate advocate, a clean environmental advocate, a clean water advocate, an animal rights advocate, human rights advocate. Prophet Muhammad's life is an example for Muslims to follow. Prophet Muhammad was a kind, caring, merciful person. He deeply cared about everything in his domain of influence, be it humans, animals, plants, environment, etc. Prophet Muhammad was a very knowledgeable, energetic, and active person. He was constantly busy with either worshiping Allah or helping the creation of Allah. He consumed major part of the adult life to make things better for others. Therefore, a good Muslim cannot be static and passive person, like a person who is stuck in a daily routine, who is not very dynamic and productive. A good Muslim cannot be a time waster. A good Muslim cannot be an uncaring or heedless person. A good Muslim cannot be an uneducated person. Some may say that Prophet Muhammad was not an educated person. This is not a true statement. Prophet Muhammad was not educated by any human teacher. He was educated by Allah, and as a result he was the most knowledgeable and wisest person ever lived on this planet. Therefore, a good Muslim will make lifelong learning their top priority, and would remain a student until the death intervenes. A good Muslim cannot be stuck in the past at the expense of forward movement. A good Muslim learns from the past to make future better. The human beings are the best judge to determine if they are pursuing excellence in conduct or not. Our Prophet Muhammad showed us how to pursue excellence in life. Are we truly trying to emulate the life of Prophet Muhammad or not? This is a moral dilemma that only each one of us can answer for ourselves. So, if any Muslim leader is telling you to mind your own business and don't worry about others as much, just adhere to 5 tenets of Islam. Worry about your own self and family. Pray for everyone else because you don't have power to make a difference. Then they are lying to you because they are not telling you the full picture of Islam. They want you to follow the colonial Islam, not the Islam that Prophet Muhammad brought forth. They want you to be subservient to the king or the dictator instead of being subservient to Allah and His Messenger. They don't tell you to read the Holy Quran and reflect on the chain of hypocritical behaviors identified by Allah in the Holy Quran, to examine how many of them still apply to the rulers and people with authority in Muslim lands. They don't want you to think that's why they don't truly educate you. They don't want you to prosper because you will become independent from their control. They don't want you to discover the true Islam. That is why they confuse you by dividing you into sects so that you will fight amongst each other. They don't want to teach Arabic in schools because you will understand and contemplate about what Allah is saying in the Quran about how to change your condition. They don't want to teach you the history of Islam, because you will find the truth and learn from mistakes of the past. They want to fan the debates, because you will waste precious time and energy in debating over matters that will not be asked from you. On the day of judgment, you will be asked about what you did in this world. They don't want to eliminate poverty in Muslim lands because they will no longer enjoy higher status in the society. They don't want to pay off your debts because they want you to be the slave of their lending institution. They don't want to provide healthcare to you because they would have to support your extended life by paying for it from the money they hoard for their current and future generations. They don't want people to make informed decisions. That is why they make you dumb with a constant barrage of their bogus propaganda. They won't get rid of the God from the worldly equation, and that is why they are spreading the moral corruption in the society. Money is their new God, and they are ready to do business with the devil. They don't want equal opportunity in Muslim societies because it will establish meritocracy and their aristocracy will be threatened as a result. They are doing what they need to do, but the real question is, what are you going to do? Does your heart ache due to the weak and backward state of the Muslim world? Do you feel sad the lack of emphasis on building a highly ethical and moral character of Muslims in the Muslim lands? Do you feel the extreme sense of humiliation deep down inside yourself with the treatment of Muslims in some non-Muslim countries? Do you feel the sense of urgency to protect against the flood that may sweep away your future generations? Do you see that your ideals are being attacked and taken down one at a time while you look on? Do you see how far we have strayed from our ideals established by the life of Prophet Muhammad? Are you disgusted with the injustice and oppression around the world? Are you prepared to die in this state of misery and humiliation? Aren't you supposed to be the vicegerent of Allah on earth, and are you really capable of leading the world? Don't you see that the tiger has been drugged, chained, and incarcerated? Don't you feel like enough done watching and must get into the boat to face the wind? Do you truly love the life of this world and not the hereafter? Don't you think that you will be asked that while your house was burning? Why were you so worried about the length of man's beard should be of certain size? Man's ankle must show to demonstrate humility. Women hair showing through hijab is the biggest threat facing the Muslim world. Allah has hands and eyes or not? Can we celebrate the birthday of Prophet or not? Prophet parents are in hell or not? Abu Talib accepted Islam or not? Why did companions not give Prophet pen and paper so he could write his will? The list goes on and on and on. Most of these discussions are not related to the issues that we face today in the Muslim world, and Allah will not ask these questions from us. The irony is that we are not asking the questions we should be asking. We should be more concerned with finding, how can we get the best education of this world and the hereafter to lift Muslims from being followers to become leaders of the world? How can we eliminate the debt of the Muslim world that has literally worn us down? How can we eliminate poverty from our lands? How can we remove corruption from our lands? How can we remove oppression and injustice from our lands? How do we instill the culture of hard working in our lands? How do we remove or manage sectarianism in our lands? What do we need to do to make things better? Asking the right question is the first step. Doing an honest evaluation is the second step. When the answer becomes clear, then the action becomes compulsory. Don't think that heaven is so cheap that it will be given to us on a plate without a real effort. Don't you think that things will improve on their own? Allah's help doesn't come for those who are not willing to sacrifice what they love most. Islam says to compete with each other to make things better for ourselves and everyone else around us. This means we need to consume our energies and time to make things better. Only then Allah's help will come in. We will be given the reins to the world again. Muslims are born to lead the world. Let's get back to why we were sent here to begin with and work passionately to make things better. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and like the videos. And if you want to be notified for future videos, then please hit the notification button as well. Till next time, inshallah.